Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing my personal placement cheat sheet, and this is going to be the exact strategy that I use to secure my placement opportunity. If you're preparing for campus placements or job interviews, this is going to save you a ton of time and keep you focused. Think of it as a shortcut. Instead of spending months trying to figure things out, you're going to know exactly where to put your energy. When we talk about tailoring your applications, I want you to think quality over quantity. And that's going to be one of the first mindset shifts that you're going to have to make. You don't need to fire off hundreds of applications and hope one lands. In fact, that is the fastest way to burn out. If you've taken some time to reflect, research, and even get advice from mentors, you can then target the right roles with a lot more impact. Personally, I secured my placement in just under 26 applications. And here's the secret. The first 10 were really just practice. I intentionally applied to companies that I did not mind getting rejected from, just to improve my process. That way, when it came to the companies that I really cared about, my CV was already battle tested. Before you even start applying, your CV needs to be ready. Ideally, this should be done in year 2. A good CV has 3 golden rules. 1, it's clean, readable, structured, so that the key details pop in the first 3 to 5 seconds. It's kind of like an Instagram reel. You have a very short space of time to get the viewer's attention. 2, it answers the recruiter's silent question. How does this person's skill solve the problem of the role? 3, keep it concise. Keep your CV under 2 pages. I think at this point, I'll give you guys a bonus tip. Avoid fluff and being too vague. Instead, try writing something specific like led a final semester group project, coordinating communication and resources across team members to deliver ahead of our deadline. That is effective. That says what you've done, how you did it, and how those skills contributed to the project in a very short space of time. This one right here. So don't rely on AI to write your CV. I know I'm going to have to say this again, but don't rely on AI to write your CV. I know it's tempting to throw your details into AI and just have it spit out some CV. But here's the catch of that. It often sounds generic, and worse, you're going to struggle to explain what's on there when you're in an actual interview. That's why we built the skills tracker in stage 1. Use your skills tracker to highlight real-world projects, tools, and the results derived from these. And now what you want to do for your CV is to translate them into industry terms. And with that, you'll actually have authentic content to put into your CV. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to explain that at an interview if you were to get any type of question on it in any shape or format. Another tip would be try to stick to one role type in your CV. For example, if you're going for software engineering roles, don't mix in cybersecurity and networking on the same CV. Of course, that is because we are actually trying to translate our existing skills into industry terms for a particular job. So if you're applying for a software engineering roles, try to focus more on software engineering skills. Don't mix it with cybersecurity, because that is not what the recruiters are looking for within your CV. They'll say, oh, this person is good, but they're more cybersecurity focused. So we'll have to pass on that one. They might be more suitable for a cybersecurity role. And then next minute, you're getting a call. Hey, we have this cybersecurity role and we're going to put your application for it instead. And now your half-baked cybersecurity CV is now going to be put up against people who've actually built strong CVs for these particular roles. So this is what you want to avoid. The more focused your application is, the fewer rewrites you're going to need, and the stronger your CV will be. All right, let's talk about actually submitting the applications. Match your language to the job description. And what does this mean? If you are applying for a role that is heavily focused on Python, you want to ensure that you mention Python and other keywords related to Python in your CV. This way, when applicant tracking systems scan your CV, it's going to pick up these keywords and likely put your application forward. You also want to keep somewhat of a master cover letter and just tweak it slightly for each application. A tiny bit of personalization goes a long way. It tells the company that you are willing to put in a little more effort from those who simply just send a CV. And if you don't hear back from a company, just send a polite email to follow up. Sometimes you'll actually get useful feedback, and other times they'll just keep you on their radar in case future roles come up. So you've already covered quite a bit from stage 1, and you now have your CV ready to apply. But where exactly do you send this application to? Where do you find these jobs? Here are some of the platforms that worked the best for me. There are also others as well that you can use, but if you apply some of these same tips, you're going to be fine. LinkedIn Jobs, This one is super active and the updates are in real time. Universities usually have portals for jobs like Handshake, so check with your university to see if they have any specific portals that you can use. There are also places like Reed, Indeed, Grad Cracker, Target Jobs, Prospect. And just one warning, avoid shady job boards that don't list the company name and try to force you to apply through them. What they're gonna do is that they're just gonna add you to another database, they're gonna have all of your information. Likely, you're not gonna get responses that way because it's going to filter through a lot of other people who are also registered on that. Since you're just starting out, your application is not gonna get picked up. So if you see a role, Google the name of the company and apply directly on the careers page. That way, your CV doesn't get lost in the pile. All of this is going to go to waste if you don't have a strategy. Let's talk about that strategy. Set alerts for new jobs and the jobs that you have applied to. Some posts close within a day, others may have a bit more time. So make sure you record these information and set alerts for them so that you do not forget. Ask friends to help you spot roles. This is going to be your second eye. Sometimes peer groups see opportunities that you won't. And this is because of the algorithm. Any social media that you use, it gives you suggested information based on your connections and the things that you follow. Some of the job posts that will be recommended to you may not necessarily be recommended to another person. So always have a second eye looking up. Apply in batches. That does not mean send 100 applications. That means don't burn yourself out rewriting a CV from scratch every time you apply. Make changes only when you realize something isn't working. And here's the best kept secret. Not all the opportunities will come from job boards. If you spent year one building connections, making genuine relationships, going to events, talking to lecturers, being active on LinkedIn, you might already be seeing opportunities pop into your inbox. And if you haven't, start now. Start reaching out to recruiters on LinkedIn. Start reaching out to alumni from your university, or even guest speakers from events that you've attended. Networking generally opens doors that online applications can't. Sometimes a simple message on LinkedIn can get your CV looked at by the right person. Do not send an application and then look for someone on LinkedIn to harass them about looking at your CV. That is not the intention. The intention is to build a genuine connection. And in case you don't know how that works, you can actually find some company that you are interested in, find someone who works there, and then inquire about what it's like working at that particular company. Ask them about their role, what they do on a daily basis, or are there interesting things that they are working on. Show some genuine interest in the communication that you're having with that person, because the intention is to build a genuine connection. Otherwise, you're basically just harassing the person. So that's stage 2, applying. It's all about staying focused, staying consistent, and being smart with your applications. Don't chase numbers, chase quality, and you'll see the results. Up next is stage 3, where we'll talk about how to manage your time, balancing uni work, applications, and life without burning out.